Welcome to Monmouth in Focus, a program about the services and functions of Monmouth County government. I'm Director Tom Arnone, your host for this segment of Monmouth in Focus. Monmouth County is committed to its small business and community, and we are excited to highlight some of the incredible services they offer here in Monmouth County. Today we are joined by Chris Brandl, owner and chef of Brandl's Restaurant in Belmar. Welcome, Chris.
How are you? Thanks for having me.
So I know you've been there in Belmar. I've been there numerous times. You have a great restaurant. But, you know, the special thing about it is the way you started. You came right up from the ground floor, or the restaurant floor, ground coming up. And, you know, you started as a dishwasher, worked your way up. Was it always your lifelong dream to own a restaurant?
Totally. I'll tell you, I lived in Farmingdale. I grew up in Farmingdale. And I was 12 years old, and I got a job at the Farmingdale House. The Farmingdale House was high-end woman chef, Chef Tony. She was my mentor. When she was doing her thing, she had, you know, a total team of waiters that were all like dressed in tuxedos, and she orchestrated the whole game. I loved it. I was always washing dishes, always looking to see.
I can see your passion, even when you come in there. And so when you finally did open up a restaurant, I think it was 2002?
Yes.
Somewhere around there? And
December 12th.
How did it feel? Like, I mean, at least those first days walking in there, like before anybody came in and you were in there, you know, by yourself, or it had to look like, oh my goodness, this finally came to reality.
Yeah, no, it was great. You know, it was a great ride getting to that point. You know, learning different things. I was partnered in a restaurant in Point Pleasant for 10 years, Reddington's seafood restaurant. You know, to learn
partners and owning it yourself.
And it's very different, very different. Getting in there, you know, the adrenaline to be able to get everything ready. You know, you got the dishwasher coming in, you got the prep guys coming in, you got the food coming. There's so many different moving parts.
And I guarantee, I know this answer there. When you opened up a restaurant, in your wildest dreams, you could never imagine a pandemic coming across.
Wow.
And I know it affected restaurants the most. And I know the county tried to be proactive in supporting you, which we'll get to because you were part of the Takeout in Monmouth. But, and you know, a little bit of funding, not that it would help, but anything to show appreciation there. And did it really affect you dramatically there?
Oh, big time. So on March 1st, I was doing, right before the pandemic, I was doing a renovation. I was renovating my kitchen, renovating my bathrooms, doing everything new, right? And then pandemic. And then it was like, wow, I needed to act quickly. We never really did takeout because we're a high-end, fine dining restaurant. So I was like, okay, I got to figure this out. You know, we got Easter. You know, it was crazy. We built a whole computer, you know, online ordering, all done. We did it, and it was rough. Easter was one of the worst days of my life. It was just, we didn't have it set up. We weren't good at it. But then we had to, you know, brainstorm.
And none of it would have happened if you didn't take advantage of our Takeout at Monmouth.
Absolutely. Thank God we got all those bags.
I know.
We killed it in Takeout. Thank God.
Great.
And it was
And
awesome.
I heard that. I think that's the most popular part, or the most important part, to get the message out that you know, all these business owners are truly business owners, and they realize, I mean, everybody had to take a step back and divert to their normal procedure. Like, you never in your wildest dreams you were going to be doing, the major part of your business was going to be takeout.
It was going to be in a box.
Yeah.
No.
Well, everything you built, but if you know, it was almost survival. To a lot of people, and
we had to be innovative, you know, and that's our name, Innovative American Cuisine.
So every restaurant has its, even if it's not your personal favorite, has a favorite meal. What basically do you think is the favorite meal that comes out of Brandl's?
I'll tell you, the Lazy Lobster is probably one of the favorite ones. That it's been on the menu for almost 20 years now.
Lazy Lobster.
Lazy Lobster. So what we do is we take it out of we cook it, we take it out of the shell, we poach it in a vanilla bean butter and put it over an asparagus risotto. So you know, that's one of the main favorite dishes that we do. But now we shifted. About 3 years ago, I bought a Mabrasa oven from Spain, imported from Spain, 2-drawer charcoal grill oven. There's about 12 in the country, and it gets up to about 1,000 degrees, and it's that charcoal taste. And we'd be a little more innovative. So now we have we're branding as a steakhouse, but that Lazy Lobster, it will never go off the menu.
So, do you have like that you personally prepare? Something that you like to enjoy to prepare, because you're unique. You're an owner and you're a chef.
Right.
There,
Yeah.
So it is a unique. Like, what is after all the years there? I mean, it has to be repetitive somewhat.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Absolutely.
But is there something there that you really like? I enjoy making this.
Well, I like chops. I like the wild boar chops that we have on special. We'll do porterhouse. I'm a porterhouse guy. I like a little bit of the New York strip, and then a little piece of the fillet. And I love the béarnaise. I love what I cook what I eat. So, but outside of that, the dish that I would love outside of eating at my place or other places around, I like Peking duck. Because we don't make Peking duck.
Oh wow,
yeah,
that's something. So, we're extremely proactive on and to our business climate, and business climate is really, and especially small business, are 95% of the businesses in Monmouth County are under 100 employees or less.
Right.
So, and take nothing away from the large box stores and stuff like that. It's vital. There's a need, but we really have to concentrate our attention to the small business. And I think we've done that. I mean, well, I know there has to be some sort of success to it, because we created Grow Monmouth. The state came out right after with Grow New Jersey. We created Grown in Monmouth. They came out Grown in New Jersey.
There you go.
All these little things which is fine. But what is special about being in Monmouth County? I mean, we're becoming a huge destination here and growing, tourism, and of course being in Belmar, that.
Yeah, and I'm on tourism too.
Exactly.
I mean, that's what we want we want year-round trade. And of course we're going to get the summer months, and we need the shoulder months on each end, April, May,
Expand that
September,
season.
October,
Expand that
November.
season.
Yeah, we need it, and that's the whole game that we're playing.
And that's I'm glad you brought that up, because it's vital for the county. Listen, I think we've created, with the help of great businesses, a huge success from Memorial Day to Labor Day. I mean, it's packed. We all know.
They're
I
coming.
live in the region that your business is, and the thing about it is, we literally have to expand the season earlier. Weather dictates a little bit in the front end with the April and May, but the end, September, October, and even somewhat in November is beautiful.
Beautiful.
Here. And people still want to be out because they know what's coming, and dismal, dark days of winter. So,
Absolutely.
It's the goal of ours to basically expand that. And I tell you that we're here to help you. And
I love it.
100%, and success this year.
We have this event coming up in March 13th, and that's another thing. I created this event for the town of Belmar, right?
I heard that.
Restaurant tour.
Yep.
And it's great. And what you
We'll be
do is
there.
you get a chance to go to all the different restaurants in a shoulder month, and be reminded, oh, I haven't been to this place, or I like that this Mexican restaurant, this steak, whatever. And
We will
that's
be
it.
there.
Awesome.
We will be there. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Chris,
Thanks
I
so much.
support your business and all the other ones.
I appreciate
Thank
it
you
all.
for being and taking time out on your busy schedule.
Brandel Restaurant, your dining destination at the Jersey Shore.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for coming to Monmouth in Focus. We really take pride in this program, and thank you for the business climate coming out and supporting us, because we support you. Thank you. Looking forward to the next segment.
Want a career in media? Covering everything from television and video production to public relations and journalism, the Communications Media Department at Brookdale prepares students for careers in all fields of media. Students can either go on from Brookdale to a four-year college of their choice, or they can apply what they have learned to a job in the field. To learn more, connect with us at brookdalecc.edu or 732-224-2020.
Welcome to Monmouth in Focus, a program about the services and functions of Monmouth County government. I'm Director Tom Arnone, your host for this segment of Monmouth in Focus. Monmouth County is committed to its small business and community, and we are excited to highlight some of them and the incredible services they offer to visitors and residents alike. Today, we are joined by Janet Junko, the owner of 4JG's Orchard and Vineyard in Colts Neck. Everybody likes your facility, and you've been here for, I think, over 60 years. Your family?
Well, my family's been farming for over 70 years.
Oh,
in
70
Monmouth
years.
Yeah, Monmouth County.
So, I know it's been a big part of the whole life, the family's whole life. And so how did they get into the farming business and then the winery?
Well, it's kind of evolved. It started 72 years ago. My husband's grandfather wanted to keep his sons out of the Korean War, and he thought, if I buy a farm, they're really from the shoreline. They bought this farm in Western Monmouth. That didn't work.
Really?
His one son, my father-in-law, spent 18 months in Korea, but the farming part did. And they farmed apples and peaches for years and years. My husband's cousins still do over in Western Monmouth. We have evolved. We've pulled it back further east.
You've evolved.
We've evolved into the winery on a separate farm. My family and I bought it in 1997. And
Wow.
here
What
we
was
are.
the first barrel of wine that?
The first barrel was a mess.
Was it really?
Yeah, we made it ourselves, my sister and I. It was pretty funny. But actually, the first real barrel, we had someone come in and kind of coach us along, and we ended up winning a gold medal with that first barrel called our Chamberson Reserve.
It's funny you say that because that was actually my next question. You know, 4J's has been known and has won many awards.
Yep.
What are some of the major awards that you guys have won, and the type of wines that seems to be like the big hit?
And that has evolved also because in the very beginning, you kind of wanted to reach out beyond New Jersey and you wanted to see how you fit with your peers. So you were in the Garden State Wine Grower Competition, but you really wanted to see how you fit on a national or worldwide stage. So some of us put our wines into what they call the San Francisco Chronicle, which is the largest wine competition in the world. We still do that to this day.
Really?
Because I always like to see we're all fit in the world stage. And but the New Jersey Governor's Cup has become even more prestigious because our wines have gotten way better in a 20-year period.
Wow.
Yeah.
When does that take place?
That takes place in the summertime. We submit our wines and they choose a wine based on points and how many.
Have you ever won one?
I've never won one. I've won gold medals in it, but
Really?
I've never won a Governor's Cup. No.
Oh wow,
no,
wow. Well,
no.
please, when
Yeah.
you do, and I know you
I
will,
will.
let me
I
know.
will.
So we. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
confident. So as you know, during this period of time, some businesses took a major hit through the pandemic.
Yes.
It's my understanding, but you could clarify that your business and businesses alike kind of did pretty well through that.
We did. And some of that's thanks to the freeholders.
Yes.
The very first weekend we were closed, we were all looking at each other like, what do we do now? And I said, curbside.
Exactly.
And then the following week you came to me and
That's
you
right.
had this whole curbside program. So curbside took off. People were home. They could literally, it was kind of funny. At first, people would give us our credit cards through the crack in their window because nobody knew how contagious this thing was. And we sold a lot of wine. That summer, we were permitted to open. We were only open outdoors, which really attracted people because they
it's
felt
outside,
safe. They could be outside. I have 60 acres. I spread them out. Everybody was happy. So
Wow.
we had a great year, 2020.
So it's ironic because, as I said before, and I did hear that. I did hear, and actually you could see driving by establishments. I mean, people are home, relaxing, and full of stress too. So obviously, unlike a chef, people cook a certain food and then they always say, "I never eat it. I cook it all day. I take bites of it, this and that." But now wine's got to be a little different. There has to be a favorite wine that you like personally,
I do.
and then one that you have to make a wine. Is there one?
I have my favorite. My favorite is one most of my customers call the wine in the blue bottle, or Vignole. And
Wine
it's
in
kind
the
of
blue
very
bottle.
Jersey-like. It's a little sassy. It's got a lot of acid in it. It's a white wine. Tastes great on a hot summer day. And that has become my fun one. Ones that I have to make are sweeter ones because of a lot of our population.
Sure.
And while I drink a lot of wine, I don't generally tend to go toward the sweet side, but a lot of people prefer them, so we make them.
So it's important, and I thank you, first of all, that you're in Monmouth County. And but I hope it's important if you feel the same, that you get a benefit from being in Monmouth County and the destination that we've become. We're on the map. I think. I think because we do the right things with promoting our business. We're pro-business, and any way that we have to make changes to support our businesses, we will do it. As long as we're following the guidelines. Do you feel the same?
I do. I was born in Chicago, but I moved here when I was 2 months old. So I consider myself a native New Jerseyan. I've lived in other places, but New Jersey's home. My family's still here, and I love Monmouth County.
And
I feel like we have everything.
your name is not just in the area that you're at. Your name is countywide and statewide.
Well, they've been here. The Juncos have been here since the 1800s.
Exactly.
So all over, whether it's Western Monmouth with farms or banking business on the East Coast, along the coastline.
So you're open to consumers.
We are.
And how does that work?
We're open from April through December, and we do exterior wine tasting. We do have a small tasting room. It's a colonial home. You've been in it.
Yep.
That's really pretty, but it's small now, and it feels very small with COVID. But I think that's about to change, hopefully. And then we have a Christmas tree farm that we started about 3 years ago.
It's great.
And it is our delightful season.
It is. People are happy.
People are happy. They bring their kids. They're walking around. It's a sweet season. They blow us kisses goodbye when we strap the tree to the car. So it's evolved and it's fun.
So in closing, I thank you so much for being part of this, because listen, Monmouth County is great. It's not because of the 5 commissioners that sit up there. It's because of the people that come into our county and make the success of our county. So I want to thank you. You are a huge part of the success of Monmouth County.
Thank you.
Because when people want to come to the destination like 4J's, they say, well, where is 4J's? And it's in Monmouth County. And that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So I want to thank you, and anything that we can do as government officials here in the county, we're so supportive.
Good,
and I want to thank you. And these things are important to us, and I hope it help you get your name out. Not that you need it.
No, COVID, I felt like, wow, these guys have my back. I really thank you for that.
Oh, thank you, and thank you for coming, and good luck for this successful season moving forward.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming to Monmouth in Focus. We really take pride in this program, and thank you for the business climate coming out and supporting us, because we support you. Thank you. Looking forward to the next segment.
Want a career in media? Covering everything from television and video production to public relations and journalism, the Communications Media Department at Brookdale prepares students for careers in all fields of media. Students can either go on from Brookdale to a 4-year college of their choice, or they can apply what they have learned to a job in the field. To learn more, connect with us at brookdalecc.edu or 732-224-2020.
Welcome to Brookdale Community College, located on 222 acres in beautiful Lincroft, New Jersey, just 2 miles from Garden State Parkway, exit 109. Founded in 1967, Brookdale is the county college of Monmouth County, offering associate degrees in 75 academic programs, as well as numerous academic credit certificates and certificates of achievement. We bet you're impressed by not only the beauty of our Lincroft campus, but also the expansive selection of programs and activities we offer. There's something for everyone here at Brookdale Community College, and we hope you'll visit us soon.
Welcome to Monmouth in Focus, a program about the services and functions of Monmouth County government. I'm Director Tom Arnone, your host for the segment of Monmouth in Focus. Monmouth County is committed to a small businesses community, and we are excited to highlight some of them and the incredible services they offer. Visitors, residents alike. Today, I'm joined by Brian Harris, who is a pharmacist and co-owner of Middletown Family Pharmacy in Belford. Welcome.
Thank
How
you.
are you?
Happy
Good
to be here.
you.
Nice seeing you.
Thank you for coming.
Of course.
So, what do how's business going?
Lately, pretty good. At the beginning of the pandemic, it was a little scary,
Sure.
but so far, so good right now.
So I guess the biggest question that's probably always asked is,
Yeah.
we have these big, large chains, and then you have the personalized family type of pharmacy,
Yeah.
smaller pharmacy. So what do you think are the advantages and maybe even some of the disadvantages, if there is any, there, which I'm sure you're going to say there's not, and I don't blame
I'll try to
you.
be fair.
So
Yeah.
what's your feeling on that?
I've worked at both, so
Okay,
I
great.
can speak on the subject, actually. It's night and day on my end. I can't imagine that it doesn't translate to the customer experience on their end as well. I used to travel 40 minutes down south, and now I travel about 5 minutes to my job.
That's a nice
So
feeling.
I'm a member of the actual community, and so are most
People
of my
know you.
staff. People know me. We actually care. We know what people need in our area. It's a whole different
And
experience.
there's nothing better to a person, especially in your field, where, let's face it, most of the time they're coming because they don't feel good and come and get a prescription or something
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
to that effect. To know that they could talk to the person, ask them a question,
Mm-hmm.
and speak to them. So, besides maybe a passion that you had, what
Yeah.
made you become a pharmacist?
So I kind of just fell into it, to be honest with
Really?
you. I was in high school. I read a thing in, I think, Time magazine just saying it was a good idea. Went and got a job at the local Pathmark in the pharmacy, stuck with it. Went through college, liked it, and here we are. Simple as
So,
that.
I probably in your wildest dreams, you never anticipated to go through and try to redirect the way you function in business, and then the pandemic came.
I never imagined I would own an independent pharmacy, to be honest. I
Oh,
spoke,
right.
I spoke the words out loud in pharmacy school that I would never do it. Changed my mind, I guess. So yeah, it was quite a surprise
thank
to
you.
adapt.
As being an official in Monmouth County, we need small businesses.
I love
It's the
doing it
backbone.
now.
It's the backbone
yes.
of our county.
Thank
and
you.
So how did the pandemic affect your business?
It was a huge struggle at the beginning. Was not ready at all. There was full lockdowns. I'm sure you remember.
Oh, yeah.
We were open during the lockdowns, so we were doing curbside. It was scary, to be honest with you.
Yeah, so I it had to be, and so we went through the process, and I know the county, obviously through our Board of Health, we offer some of the services probably that you offer.
Oh, yeah.
From testings and vaccines. So, how did you administer it? How did you control it? How did you get staff to be there? 'Cause
Yeah,
that was
sure.
tough. That had to be
Absolutely
very
was
tough,
tough.
there. So, how did you able to manage that?
Yeah, so
process?
we, thank goodness, have a nice network of other pharmacies in the area, independent pharmacists that work part-time, full-time, whatever. So we called upon our friends, they called upon their friends. I had a pharmacist come in part-time, so I could pretty much full-time do testing in the fall of, 2020.
So did that
yeah.
concern you when you were doing the testing?
Of course it concerned me. Oh yeah, without a doubt.
I bet it did.
Oh yeah, I still do testing, and
Wow.
still scares me, to be honest with you, but
So,
it's worth it.
what is like the affiliation with your pharmacy and others, and how do you work together, or do you work together?
I mean, we have a few pharmacies in the area. I have a business partner, Richard
Yeah.
Stryker, over at Bayshore Pharmacy. I couldn't do this without him. So
And so, how do you guys make out? What's your affiliation with your partner that he?
yeah,
works
so
with?
I mean, we're co-owners. We also have other friends, Hazlitt Pharmacy, Little Silver Family Pharmacy. We're all part of a Good Neighbor Pharmacy network.
That's
so
great.
we help each other out. We're a good community, helping each other out with whatever we need.
So that
competing
you
with the
brought up
chains.
a great point, because you're not, and I'm not going to name names of the larger business. I don't think that's fair. But the larger chains, you very rarely you're going to get them to do what you just said with the small businesses working like a family
Right. Yeah.
environment, a partnership environment, and protecting each other's interests. Because at the end of the day, those big box chain pharmacies, they have a very big ability financially to make it very difficult for you. And I'm sure
Yeah.
you guys see a little of that sometimes.
And that is how we compete, to be honest, is by working together.
Wow,
So it's-
that's amazing.
yeah.
So you had to pick a place and a time to go, or area to go, and so obviously Monmouth County
Right.
was the place that you chose.
Yeah.
So what do you think the advantages of, besides being very busy here, which would mean
Sure.
very people, not everything's coming to a pharmacist when they're sick, I would imagine, right? I mean,
there's other reasons,
There's
sure.
other
Yeah.
reasons. And so besides that, what made you pick Monmouth County
So-
and what's the benefit
Yeah.
of being in Monmouth County?
I was born and raised in Middletown. I was
Okay.
born in Red Bank, then Middletown. Moved to Asbury Park and then moved back to Belford to be by my business. So I've never left Monmouth. Well, I went to college at Rutgers. I didn't leave
Okay.
New Jersey, but I didn't leave Monmouth County. I love it here. To be honest
So
with you.
would you ever think of, and I know you have a partner, would you ever think of expanding in another location? Maybe not the location you're at. As you know,
Yeah.
we have 4 different regions from the western part of the county, the shore, the Bay Shore, you know, the 2 rivers,
Yeah.
all those parts. Would you ever think of?
He and I are big talkers and talk about stuff like that. Our wives are going to kill us, but
Right.
we do talk about it.
Well, you know, it's important because, you know, as I said before, majority of our businesses are employees of 100 and less. You know, so it's important for us, and I hope you guys feel that way. And you know, I don't really get to talk to the pharmaceutical
Fair
type
enough. Yeah.
stores as much as I do the restaurants and stuff like that. But yeah, it's important to know that I hope you feel that we support our small
I do.
businesses.
I do.
And you know, and we try
here.
to. Yes,
Yeah.
and we tried to during the pandemic. There, you know, as much as we can. You know, they made things difficult. And I'll be the first one to say, you know, the state made things a little difficult for all our businesses, and our goal was to try to streamline it and to assist them there. And you know, even shows like this where we bring businesses here,
Right.
we have a big network. It gets out there,
Right.
and you know, so hopefully,
Yeah, much appreciated.
Hopefully, your business will, you know, thrive from
That's
it.
the idea,
And,
yeah.
But
would
I personally, as a I guess a leader here in the county, want to thank you for sticking it out.
All right, I
'Cause I'm
appreciate
sure
that.
there's many times, and you know, many times, even if business is great, you go home at times and say, "This just isn't worth it." And you know,
I'll never admit to that.
and I thank you for
And we're
that.
not going anywhere.
So I want to thank you so much for being part of our show
Thank
and
you.
showcasing your business. I mean, you're not just talking for yourself. You're talking for those other small
Of course,
businesses
yeah.
that are here that do the same function you do here. You're promoting them, and that's very important. So I want to thank you and good luck. And
Thank you
anything
again.
you need from the county, please reach out to
Will
us.
do.
So I want to thank everyone for joining us on Monmouth in Focus. This is a show of county function and government, and in this segment, we're talking about the support that we have for our small business. Thank you, and I'll see you at the next segment.